Hello from wet and soggy, very much lightning struck Texas, and it's week 4, and I think we're finished here now. Briefly, I want to show I did go through and do some cleanup on the About Me page. I've also changed the way I had the navigation set up, just try and make it a little bit more than what it was. Going on into the library. Again, change the navigation so that there's hover actions on it. And pretty much that's about it. This was all just sections and articles with not with only IDs on the sections for the linking, so there wasn't a whole lot. I don't believe you didn't specify anything, and I couldn't really find anything. When I go through, I did get a lot of responsiveness done. We're going to go back to the landing page. So the first one that we're going to go to show that it was responsive, I think was this one. Yes. So I have that down, and I got it responsive. Let's go to the next would be the About Us. Didn't really have any issues to fix on it, but I made sure that it was all responsive as well. We're not going to go to CSS unless you had pinpointed something, just for time, since I always seem to run out. The blog that I had done, I went back, made sure it was responsive, and it works well. Some I had to do media queries with, some I did not. Actually, I was lucky, the majority I didn't. I did go in, you had said something about the labels on the forum. They didn't have the labels, that's why I didn't put them on. What I did was I went on and inserted labels in the HTML, but I put them off canvas, so they're like at negative 999 pixels. So they're not seen, but they're picked up by the screen reader. And again, this is totally responsive. Next would be the footer. I got all the final positioning done down here on the footer, and again, it is responsive. With this one, inspect out. Whoops, I didn't want to inspect them. I want to inspect source. Saw that footer CSS. It's just simply I added a media query for the footer list, changing that so that it would line up well. But other than that, it's just a matter of border box, clearing after each list. The A declaration, the footer, I just played with some positioning. It's made all pics. I'm still not good at the calc. I want to get better at that. I want to understand that better. And then, of course, floating left and right each image. Next would be the photo gallery. You had mentioned I had them all as figure images. I use figure image. I took that all out. Everything is just they're each individual articles, which greatly reduced my CSS. So we have, excuse me, just our defaults, and then the gallery, which was width of 100% for across. We're displaying inline with the background that makes it that Polaroid look. Each one's the same width, so that each image would have the same margin 0, paddings, and border radiuses for that slight rounding. We used Helvetica New for each section, small caps on the title, and then down here on the date, we changed the font size there. And for the pagination, totally took it out, just used the UL listing, made the background transparent, center lined everything, CSS the listing, adding the border, the margins, the padding, text, added a hover action on it, and just made the active be the same as the hover, as well as a color and a border. And that gave me then a much cleaner code-wise, yet very much the same pagination. Gallery. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think. Contact. I don't know what contact form. So the landing page. Okay. This gave me a little bit of difficulty. I think you had made the comment it was a little difficult trying to get it all put together. I was not completely successful yet. I was still working on it, but I'm really gun shy right now. I want to get this done and submitted on responsiveness. I did purposely hide this right here because when you're on a smaller device, you're not going to use that. You have the same navigation available up here. So I just went on and hit it. Still not sure why it's cutting off there, and I just quite frankly wanted to turn in my assignment so I knew that it was turned in. I'm at here, the one thing I ran into, and I worked on this for a long time, was you removed my frame, that I had a frame here and told me just to use the body. So that's what I did, but I was having an issue when I would do that, it would jump, which I actually realized it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's jumping to the hyperlink that's up there. So in that case, to me, it makes sense then that I should have that wrapper because that wrapper helps keep it enclosed. And just to show, I did go on and do one. It's not, whoops, it's not completely, give me my URL back. Okay, landing to landing HTML. Okay, this is, I inserted my wrapper back. That's here, right here, actually the gray. Everything else, I didn't tweak everything else. I just wanted to show. When I do that, then I don't have that jump. So to me, I think I would prefer to keep the wrapper there rather than using the body as the background. But, I don't know. I looked for an alternative as to not putting that wrapper there and was not successful in finding one. I hope if there is a way of doing that, maybe you might show me. Otherwise, I think in that I would really stick to my guns and keep a wrapper there instead of having that jump action. That was just driving me nuts. As far as page source and everything, kept the footer. We have the section footer. We have the body footer. And so here we have the styling for the pop-out menu. We don't need to go over all that. That didn't change any. The hamburger icon. It was mainly in the footers. The CTA, that was giving me a little bit difficult. I took it off position absolute in order to try and work on the responsiveness. This is still really rough when it comes to responsive. Excuse me. The bottom scroll, the position of absolute, and using the calc in order to get it so the bottom attribute, height, background, rotating it in the z-index. The P is the double arrow, using all that for it. Then the body footer is a side. You took it as a body footer where I was thinking body header, but I got that positioning all done and lined up in a way that was pretty close, just playing with the numbers. I do really need to understand that better how to use it more effectively. So other than that, the media query I was starting to play with. Other than that though, that is where I ended up with my projects. There wasn't a whole lot of cleanup to do. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all the help that you gave me on the landing page. And thank you very much.